Have you ever owned or ridden in an old model car? If so, you may have noticed some of these cool features. Cars have undergone plenty of feature additions and removals throughout the years. While some of these features have proven their utility and reliability, becoming standard features that come with the car, others have been discarded due to impracticality, safety concerns, and various other reasons. So let's relive them again. Ever wonder why modern cars have these massive screens in the middle of your dashboard? Think Tesla. It controls the entire car. But they were much simpler back in the day. Navigation systems are devices that use satellite signals to provide directions and help the driver reach their destination by displaying the vehicle's position on a map. The first commercially available navigation system was introduced almost 43 years ago by Honda, with the Electro-Gyrocator Navigation Unit in 1981. In their early days, navigation systems were often reserved as options for expensive and luxury car models. However, concerns arose regarding the cost, updates, and limitations of these factory-built navigation systems. As technology evolved, these systems were replaced by cheaper alternatives such as smartphones and aftermarket stereos with navigation. We all had posters of a Ferrari or Lamborghini with those iconic doors that flipped up. Ever wondered how they became such an iconic look? Gull-wing doors, or scissor doors, are a unique type of car door that opens upward instead of the traditional doors that open outward. These doors resemble the wings of a seagull, hence earning the name gull-wing doors. They're not hinged to the side of the door like conventional car doors, but instead are hinged at the roof of cars. Mercedes-Benz first introduced these doors in the 1950s. While it's not very common to see everyday vehicles opting for these doors, they have become a popular feature on high-end sports cars and luxury vehicles. Despite being a major factor in giving a car design a more futuristic and sleek look, the low practicality, high cost, and maintenance of these doors led to their downfall. However, many auto enthusiasts today still love this feature as it brings a wave of nostalgia. You've probably had or currently own an old vehicle with an interesting extra lever behind the steering wheel. Ever tried to put the vehicle in gear but realized there's no gear shifter in the usual place? Commonly referred to as the column shifter on the 3 on the tree, the column-mounted shifter was a standard feature included in many older car models, especially before the widespread adoption of center consoles. The column shifts were mounted directly on the steering column, allowing car drivers to change gears without having to lean down to the center of the car. This design was very popular from the 1930s to the 1980s, particularly in North America. Over time, the interior designs of cars became more refined, and after many years, column shifters were replaced by floor shifters. A major reason for this replacement was that many people found floor shifters more accessible and easier to handle than column shifters. Although this feature has become rare in passenger cars, some trucks still offer it. Have you ever seen these? Although they don't provide any functional benefits, Landau Bars were once very popular customizations for the exteriors of automobiles, especially in the early 1900s. These bars were purely decorative additions to cars, typically made from shiny metals or chrome to give them a more prominent and glossy appearance. Positioned on the rear sides of car roofs, they provided a convertible top look, regardless of whether the car was actually a convertible or not. As time passed, aesthetic preferences changed and consumer focus shifted. Landau bars were then deemed unnecessary and outdated. Currently, it is very unusual to find Landau bars on modern vehicles. Despite their non-functionality, Landau bars remain a nostalgic reminder of the evolution of design trends from the 1900s. Do you ever notice cars or vans with their luggage strapped to the roof? How do they do that? Modern cars nowadays come with trunks that offer ample space for luggage storage. However, luggage racks on car trunks and roofs were a notable feature, especially during the 1970s and early 1980s. As solutions for increasing internal storage were discovered, these external options were gradually abandoned and used only on rare occasions. Alongside this shift, safety concerns arose about exposing luggage to weather and potential theft, as well as the risk of items tipping over if the vehicle encountered a bump. Consequently, sleeker car designs were encouraged, as they not only had a more aesthetically pleasing appearance, but were also considered safer. Have you seen these iconic headlights before? They were offered in a variety of cars: Mazda Miatas, Nissan 240s, RX-7s. Pop-up headlights are still widely appreciated worldwide, as they were one of the iconic features found on many sports cars from the 1960s to the 1990s. Their unique retractable designs made them distinctive, allowing the headlights to stay hidden beneath the hood or fenders of the car when not in use. When needed, they would raise up or pop up, creating the illusion of the car having eyes. This design played a crucial role in making cars look more futuristic. However, as automotive design progressed, the complexity of the mechanical system, aerodynamic-related concerns, and strict safety regulations eventually led to the downfall of this feature. Pop-up lights remain a beloved feature for many young car enthusiasts, evoking a nostalgic feeling. Do you know what the spirit of ecstasy is? Hood accessories, also known as hood ornaments, were originally introduced as decorative mascots, but quickly evolved into symbols of luxury and higher status. Hood ornaments were popular from the 1920s to the 1950s and remained semi-popular until the 1980s. Some manufacturers such as Rolls-Royce and Mercedes-Benz continued to use them. However, Mercedes-Benz has chosen to incorporate the Mercedes-Benz star into their grille in newer models. Safety concerns regarding these ornaments arose, suggesting they could pose a risk to pedestrians in accidental situations or collisions. As a result, a retractable design for these ornaments was adopted. While they may seem like a very small part of the past, hood ornaments still evoke nostalgia and represent the old era of the automobile industry. Ever wondered about the actual purpose of that compartment in the middle of your dash or armrest? Is it a coin box? A storage cubby? Cigarette lighters and ashtrays were once standard features in many vehicles. The reason for their inclusion was the widespread popularity of smoking in the 20th century. However, as life-threatening and health-related issues associated with smoking became more evident, and smoking became less socially acceptable, both of these features gradually faded away. Additionally, strict government laws were enforced, prohibiting smoking in cars, especially when children are present. This further diminished the demand and need for cigarette lighters and ashtrays. Today, cigarette lighter ports are repurposed as sources for charging electronic devices. You might be used to CarPlay, but did you know luxury car manufacturers offered an actual full-size phone as an option? Before the invention of cell phones, car phones were considered symbols of luxury and advanced technology. In the 1980s and 1990s, these phones could be directly installed in cars, allowing drivers to make calls while on the move. However, with the rapid evolution and widespread accessibility of mobile phones, the concept of built-in car phones quickly became obsolete. In its place, Bluetooth technology has taken over, enabling drivers to connect their personal phones to their cars. Consequently, what was once a luxury car phone has now become a nostalgic relic of a bygone era in car technology. Notice that little window that pivots at the front of your grandpa's old Cadillac? Introduced in the 1920s, vent windows, often referred to as wing windows, were small, triangular windows located at the front of a car's side windows. They were a standard feature in cars for many years to come, that is, up until the 1980s. With the widespread adoption of air conditioning by the majority of people, the popularity of vent windows slowly started to fade. These manual-operated windows were designed to pivot, allowing the driver and passenger to easily access and direct a breeze into the vehicle for ventilation. While vent windows played an important role in providing comfort to car passengers during their time, the advent of more advanced and efficient air conditioning systems in cars rendered vent windows less essential. Bench seats were a common feature in many old vehicles, particularly those from the 1960s or even earlier. These seats introduced the concept of a side-by-side sitting arrangement, rather than the individual bucket seat design prevalent today. Bench seats significantly increased the overall width, allowing for a more communal sitting experience. Typically accommodating 3 passengers in the front, the space could become cramped. However, as car designs evolved, bench seats were eventually phased out and replaced with bucket seats, which offered improved comfort, safety, and ergonomics. In today's world, cars with bench seats are often referred to as antique or vintage cars, evoking a sense of nostalgia. Have you ever ridden in a bench seat? Can you imagine having a record player in your car to enjoy music? Record players were integrated into cars during the 1950s and 1960s, a time when music was popular, and vinyl records were the dominant medium for listening. Record players were installed in luxury cars to offer the ultimate entertainment experience within a car. However, the concept was short-lived as road bumps and uneven terrain caused the needle to skip, disrupting the listening experience. Thus, the ideas of advanced technologies like CDs and cassette tapes were introduced, rendering in-car record players obsolete. Did your childhood car have interesting features that modern vehicles don't have? Let us know in the comments below. That's the end of the video. Make sure to like and subscribe to our channel so you never miss any new uploads from us.